Today, I'm going to show you how to convert decimal fractions to binary. So the first step is to convert the whole number part to binary. So as earlier, we know that 3 in binary is just 1 and 1. I'll just write it like this. Go watch the earlier videos if you don't know how I got this, but basically you just divide it by 2 and then you get the remainders and then have them up there. So then we separate it with the fractional part. So instead of dividing by 2, we multiply by 2. So this is easier with a calculator, but you can also just do this by hand. 0.703125 times 2 is 1.40625. Now, instead of getting the remainder, here we get the whole number part. So we have a 1. So just like converting regular decimals to binary, we separate the 1 here, and then we just get the fractional part. 40625 times 2. It's going to be 0.8125. And then after that, we get the 0.8125 times 2 again. We still leave the 0 here, but I'll show you what to do with that later. Next, we get 1.625. Then we get 0.625 times 2. Again, we leave the whole number part. That's 1.25. 0.25 times 2 is 0.5. And finally, 0.5 times 2 is 1.0. Once the fraction part, the one beyond the decimal point, is 0, we can stop there. Now, in regular decimal to binary, we would get the ones and zeros part from the bottom to top, but in the fraction form, we get it from top to bottom. So that means 0.703125 is equal to 1, well, I'll write it like this, 0.101101. And then you just combine the two, and then you get, right, in different color, 3.70312510 is equal to 11.101101. So just like in the regular shortcut method, and how we got the 3 quickly, is this is just as 2 raised to 0 and 2 raised to 1. 2 raised to 0 is 1, and then 2 raised to 1 is 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3. It's actually the same on the fractional part, except it's raised to negative numbers. 2 raised to negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and negative 6. And if you remember the rules for exponents, these can be written as 1 over 2, 1 over 4, 1 over 8, 1 over 16, 1 over 32, and 1 over 64. And similarly, we can just ignore the 0 parts here and then add these up instead. So we're ignoring this and we're ignoring this. So that's going to be 1/2 plus 1/8 plus 1/16 plus 1/64. And then we can just write that as all over 64. And then we can do this. So that's going to be 45 over 64. 45 over 64 is equal to 0.703125. And as you can see, this is the same as our answer here. So if you're good with fractions, you can use this method. But if you don't know how to work with fractions as well, you can just use the earlier method shown here. Well, I guess you have to deal with the fraction part there anyway. Both are fine methods to use. Or if you prefer, you'd always just memorize the negative exponentials here because these are just equal to these. And if you want, you can just manually divide them yourself and then you can get the numbers there. There's different ways to these. You can do this method here, you can do this method up here, or you could do the earlier method. It's really up to you.